I'm George and welcome back to Old Fart Engineering. On this episode we're going to be doing a tool restoration on this North Brothers Yankee 992 toolmaker's vise with a pedestal. Now I find this in the flea market. Everything's pretty much rusted shut, so we're going to need to soak it to free it up, and hopefully this will be a successful renovation. We are missing one of the jaws for the vise, but I'm actually going to remove the other one and put soft jaws in here, so I'll make those out of aluminum. But let's go ahead and get this started to soak. I'm just going to put it in a tray and we're going to spray down some of these things that are really caked on. It's probably going to take a few days of soaking for this thing to loosen up. Alright, so this has been soaking for about 4 days now. So we'll go ahead and we'll spray this down some more, and I'll finish pulling these pieces apart. I just need to unthread that one bolt that's in there, but that won't be a problem. So I'm going to spray this down some more. We'll let it sit for a few more days and then we'll come back and continue at that point. Alright, so I've soaked this a little bit more, and I think this is finally loose here. Yep, it's turning now. Alright, so it's just a little 9/16 wrench that we need here. So we'll just unscrew this base mount, and then I think there are a couple of little pieces in here that we'll have to remove. Alright, so there's the base. There's the trapping nut for it. It's got a little bit of a dovetail to it, so it locks in here. And screwed. We've got it all apart. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put this in some degreaser, so we can then, after getting it degreased, we can put it in the rust resolver. Alright, we'll be back with that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and degrease these parts. Here I have a gallon of mineral spirits that I use for degreasing, and I always recycle it. I'll just give a little bit of a brushing to them in the mineral spirits, because we just want to get all the grease off so that the rust resolver will do its job. So this is called Metal Rescue. It's a non-acid rust remover. Like I said, I've never used it before, so let's see what happens. I'm hopeful that it works. But since I've never used it, I can't attest to it. So we're gonna let those sit and see what it does. We'll come back when it's finished. All right, well, we're back. I've left these here to soak overnight, and when I checked them yesterday, I mean, the liquid was still clear, but look, this morning it's completely black. Let's see, I haven't even looked at them yet, so let's see what we've got. Let me fish one out with a magnet here. Okay, well, something has definitely happened. I mean, the metal is kind of gray, and yeah, stuff's flaking off. I mean, it's like dissolved something here. Coming off in sheets. That's interesting. You know, the chemical says you can rinse them off with water. I mean, it really seems like something has dissolved here. I'm wondering if that's an old painted finish. I mean, they didn't look like they had paint on them, but that might be a little bit of a painted finish. I mean, the metal has turned dark. I mean, not quite gun blue, but it has darkened, and it said it could do that. Well, let's go ahead and fish all these out. I mean, I don't see any rust on that piece, and yeah, this was heavily rusted before. Especially this little handle here was very rusty. And it's better, except for, you know, where it was stuck inside, it didn't quite get as much off. You know, where it was sitting in there, but I mean, the rest of it, it's definitely done quite a bit to it. Let's see if there's anything else in this one. Well, we got everything out of that one. Let me move that aside. Let's go ahead here. Here's our biggest piece. And the same thing, there's like some stuff peeling off of here. I mean, I'd say the metal looks really good. I'm actually really surprised. I had not expected it to work this well. So yeah, I'm very pleasantly surprised with this. Let's get these all fished out, and then I'll take them out to the sink and wash them. This one's kind of dark on the bottom still. I mean, they've all got stuff that's peeling off. Okay, we got everything out of that one. I want to, again, keep this inside here, so let me just pour this off. Actually, there's more room in this one. Oh yeah, you can see, I mean, this is nice and clean. My God, look at that. That's really awesome. You know, I'm not sponsored by Metal Rescue at all, and this is the first time I try their product. It was a bit pricey. I think I paid $23 for the gallon, but it's biodegradable, and I mean, it works. I mean, you see the amount of junk it took off. So let me go out to the sink, let me scrub these down real good, and then I'll bring them back here in the shop and we'll take a look at them. Well, all right, so here we have all of our parts. I have only washed them with water, and I used a small little nylon nail brush that I keep by the sink for cleaning my hands after working. I mean, you can even read now, I don't know if it shows on the camera, you can read, you know, Yankee number 1992, North Brothers, Manufacturing Company, Philadelphia, PA, which before you couldn't read that because it was so rusted. The only place where it really didn't work well was on this handle, where that obviously was a part that was covered. Now there is a strange feeling of porosity on this. On the cast pieces I would expect that, but this is not a cast piece. So I don't know if that's a little residue that when I wire brush it will come off or not. I mean, this came out spectacularly clean. And it seemed like it even removed whatever residual paint there had been on here. There's some little stuff that's still stuck, but a small wire brush will take that off. The surfaces are all nice. I mean, it has this strange chalky feeling, which might be a residue from the Metal Rescue. But this is the little hardened jaw piece, and it blackened up quite a bit. I mean, it looks actually like it was, you know, coated with some kind of coal. But I'm not using this anyhow. I'm going to make aluminum jaws for it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set up the wire wheel. We're going to wire wheel these a little bit, and then we'll make the jaws and paint and start our reassembly. So let me set up the little wire wheel and we'll be back. All right, so we have the bench grinder set up. I'm going to go ahead and wire wheel these. Whoop, gotta go retrieve that. All right, well, I'll be back in a minute. I got only one more piece left to do. I'll do those off camera. I gotta go dig that one out of my log pile now. We'll be back in a moment. All right, I've finished wire brushing these. They all came out amazingly good. I'm gonna go ahead and use a little bit of perma-blue from Birchwood Casey to treat all the areas that won't be painted, just to give them a little extra level of protection. Now I'm pouring it off into a small container here because you don't want to contaminate your bottle full of this stuff with stuff you've used. So just brush it on liberally. And you can see it's right away affecting the metal. So any places where there won't be paint, I'm going to apply this. All right, well, I'm gonna go wash my hands and give this a moment to work its magic, and then we'll see if we need to put some extra on there. We'll be back. All right, so I've masked all of them off. I've got them set up here on a box, and we're gonna lightly spray them now. All right, so we're gonna let that dry and then we'll come back and paint the other side. All right, so our painting is done, everything's dry. We're gonna go ahead and reassemble this. Let's start by taking out our little pieces that we're soaking in oil here. There we have our finished vise, all nicely restored. You know, good functioning order with soft jaws now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like, hit the bell icon for notifications, and we'll see you again soon here on Old Fart Engineering. Thanks for joining me.